It is Friday Eve, our first Thursday edition of 2024. Welcome in, friends, to PHLY Phillies podcast. Tyler Zulli, Jamie Lynch, Renee Washington here. I see the chat is already rolling. Dave P., you are first here. Congratulations. You get a virtual ovation, a round of applause. Chris, Dave, Neil, other Chris, welcome in, guys. Listen, we've got lots to get into today. We're going to attempt to get through our show sheet as best we can. We also have a special guest joining us. Malik Wright will be on the show, joining us from down south in Texas. That's just what I feel like a Texas accent sounds like. And so,
fair enough.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing that I want to start off with, Jamie, and we're just going to jump right in because we've got a lot to get to, and we got a lot to get to. Let's talk about the Phillies, because I feel like in the last 24 hours, we've learned a lot. You personally have been very up and down. Provolone John, everybody says Friday Eve. Hello?
Friday Eve?
Yeah, it's Friday Eve.
I don't think anybody says that.
Yes, you do. Because we want Friday. So it's like, we're almost there. It's Friday Eve.
I mean, I get it.
So now you know who put out the tweet from our account that said it's Friday Eve. It was me.
I wonder if people can tell whose tweets are whose.
The tweet
Tyler, what do you
was
think?
like,
Can people tell who's tweeting when?
I mean, I can. I know for a fact which one of
I think
you
they're
is
very uniquely different.
They are. This morning it was like it's Friday Eve. We have a special guest on today.
And
that
then
was
Jamie's
clearly
is like
me.
poop jokes,
Right.
generally speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, guys, whatever. Fine. Well, now you will say Friday Eve. Watch. You guys are going to be like, oh, it's Friday Eve. And you're like, oh, yeah, thank you, Renee.
I know this is a good morning for you because Andrew out there in our offices reciprocated your Happy New Year's.
Thank you. That's all.
So this is a big day for you.
You know, I just asked for the little things, guys.
It's officially expired, but you got one back today, so it like opened the floodgates for you, and it's happy first Thursday of the new year. It hasn't
expired. It's only the 4th.
Yeah, no, it's over the 3rd. Larry David spoke it into existence. It's been mandated.
No. January 4th is also Uncle Charlie's birthday. Charlie Manuel's celebrating his 80th birthday today. And actually, I was reading about how he was born. It's really cool and not cool at the same time that his mom was driving in West Virginia and gave birth in the car to him.
I know a girl who delivered her own child in the shotgun, or excuse me, no, I think she did it herself in the shotgun seat of her car.
Oof.
Isn't that wild?
Women's strength, different, guys.
Wild.
We are built different.
Literally built different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But
boys have penises, girls have vaginas. What movie?
I don't know because I don't remember quotes like that.
Billy Madison, isn't it?
No, that is Kindergarten Cop.
Oh,
Come on, man.
But you didn't say it in the right accent, so I didn't hear it correctly.
Get to the chopper. And before the show, to the chat real quick. What was the half-baked line I
don't know.
I hit you with?
This is why I'm trying to jump right into our topic.
You guys don't get any of my movie quotes. It was a fairly easy one. What did I say earlier?
Not. Well, the chat might get it.
Oh, I said, doctor said I need a backiotomy because my back is trash bag juice right now. And I looked at you and I said, what movie? And the two of you didn't get Half-Baked or Kindergarten Cop. We're off to a really...
I love Kindergarten Cop.
Well, you missed Boys Have Penises, Girls Have Vaginas. It's like one of the iconic scenes.
You gotta say it in the accent.
Well, I'm not 6 years old.
Yeah. Oh, that's
the little kid says it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought Arnold said it.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Chris and Dave and others that get me.
Okay,
see what I'm working with here?
In my defense, I have so much information in my brain. I never remember quotes. Not even like songs, lyrics.
I'm that way with song titles.
I'm pretty.
So I get it.
It's like pretty inconsistent because sometimes I'll be really good and sometimes I'll be awful.
Tyler, I expected better.
Well, thanks, chat. At least you guys got it. I did see the video of the guy that attacked the judge, but this is how we go off the rails.
Dude, can the Eagles get that guy for special teams? He was moving.
I have so many questions because we don't see him in the beginning of the video.
I know there's another angle now Now,
I didn't see the other
you
angle.
don't see him run, but it does
That's
show
what I'm trying to
you
figure
like
out. How
where
did he get
is.
from stationary to a leap with nobody seeing
He
him?
looked like
and
LeVar
stopping
Arrington
him?
in PSU
He
days, blocking
flew.
field goals.
He went
That
flying.
guy, sign that guy up.
Jeez, I honestly could not believe it. He literally flew in the air. He definitely looks like he could have had a great athletic career if he didn't decide to be
Dude,
a complete convict.
Yeah, and he had to like launch himself up and over, like probably like
And nailed it.
Yeah.
My gosh, the poor judge and
I
terrible
think
security. She's okay.
Yeah.
One of the security people was
The one guy started wailing.
Yeah.
Right away.
All right, well, there you go. There's our
There's our Phillies talk for the day.
Okay, so let's focus here because yesterday, Jamie, you especially were very excited, and
I started
Tyler
drinking
and
the
I were
Kool-Aid.
kind of, Jamie got really irrational very quickly.
Yes.
And after the show, it only got worse, guys. It did escalate. And as we were sitting chatting post-show, Jamie was still kind of on cloud nine.
I'm not
Because
off
we
it.
had Todd Zulli come out with some information that Dave Dombrowski had spoken about regarding just how aggressive the Phillies truly were in pursuing Yamamoto, and the fact that they did actually offer over that $300 million mark on Yamamoto made us very excited to see that the Phillies did go all in. They did push all the chips in, but just were not able to actually land Yamamoto. And so then there were other things. Dave was saying, I think we were extremely competitive. We were very aggressive. We were optimistic. We thought we had potential for it to happen. We had ownership support. John Middleton and our ownership group were very supportive of it. So naturally, Jamie, you started putting together the breadcrumbs about, okay, if the Phillies have been so aggressive, and this is not the first time we've heard them being aggressive. Now we're also hearing they're not done yet. They're possibly in pursuit of someone like Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, Shodai Managa. It has you excited. It has me just kind of waiting at bay because I'm not going to get overly excited. I'm going to just wait and see. But the Phillies apparently are doing more than we've talked about on the show. And it seems like Dave, John, and the gang are actively looking to bring in a bigger quote-unquote name piece, possibly.
Yeah, I'm not going to let Todd Zulli dampen my excitement. The fact that I know Yamamoto's unique because of his age and all that, and Todd's a great reporter, and there's like 50% of me that absolutely believes him, but the other 50 wants to dream a little bit here. And Jeff Passan in his story goes on to say that they're probably on the outside looking in on some of these guys. He said that doesn't mean they won't be in if the market shifts and dictates to something else. Now, the speculation is these guys are going to cash in huge, especially Imanaga, whose date is the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there's a window between the two arbitration dates, January 12th and January 19th. January 19th is when the arbitration hearings start. January 12th is the first date to post. So, in between that period, Passan speculates the market is really going to shake out and get going here. He says he doesn't think it's fair to blame it on Ohtani and Yamamoto clogging it up. And, he said it's been a little slower than past years, but he expects it to really heat up here in this next week. Imanaga is the first step of that, as his date is the 11th. So, the market's going to shift and be malleable here a lot over the next 2 weeks. And if it does trickle down where a 3-year, $100 million deal for either Montgomery or Snell or whoever becomes on the table, then, I think the Phillies are going to go for it.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't think it's irrational. I think $100 million isn't that big of a deal if it gives you your best chance at winning a title over the next 3 years. Because they are in win-now mode big time.
Definitely. And for me, that's what makes me hopeful that the Phillies are quietly having conversations for win now pieces. I know in the chat we're getting a variety of different stuff. First of all, thank you, MBDBDBF, that we are your favorite PHLY pod. We want to be your favorite pod for everything. But also, as you guys are talking about the questions of whether or not, hypothetical man saying, if the Phillies would spend money on a starter. Honestly, I think Dave has been kind of setting us up to be calm with a lot of his comments of, we already have several superstars. We've got Bryce, we've got Kyle, we've got Zach and Aaron. He named 7 superstars that the Phillies
Maybe
have.
even 8.
And I agree. Across this roster, there are plenty of guys that you can look at and say, okay, these are top players in their position in the league. But he's also, I feel like, doing that to keep us at bay. And I think I prefer the sneaky conversations. I don't want to have all the Phillies business out there of every single person that they're talking to, every single conversation, who they tried to get but couldn't get, who they are interested in getting. I kind of like the surprise aspect because it feels like we're going to be surprised and you'll be streaking down Broad Street naked because that's what you claim you're going to be doing.
Doing cartwheels.
Doing cartwheels. If you guys missed it yesterday, Jamie said that's exactly what he's going to do if the Phillies are to sign Blake Snell. So prepare yourselves.
Normal,
I'm
rational
very
decision.
much prepared and nervous. But I like the sneaky conversation because as Dave continues says, like they're not pressed. They're just chilling. And we all know, going back to my dating world analogies, or in general in life, the best things happen when you are just waiting and you're not overly like desperate. So right now, I feel like there's a good chance that in the next couple of weeks we get a signing that might have us excited, maybe not streaking.
Yeah,
but excited.
Chris Slemmer, all right, he hits me with another movie quote. Please tell me you guys get this one. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh, I do know it. It's the big guy.
The big guy?
It's the Paul Blart Mall Cop guy. What's his name?
No, it's Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. Tthank you, Tyler.
I got one. 1 for 3.
She was.
Listen,
your body language was giving me.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I'm an all-star right now. I'm just saying. I'm 1 for 3.
This is Dumb and Dumber over here. I am Dumb and Dumber. Listen, I'm not good with this stuff.
Dave, I don't
like trivia. I don't like trivia.
Dave, I honestly don't know if I could do a cartwheel. I might really hurt myself if I try.
All PHLY has announced that they have loaned the contract of Renee Washington to all Lehigh Valley.
She's been opted to AAA for movie quote knowledge.
I'm not good at trivia because I get nervous and I overthink things. That's why
we
I
can
didn't
tell
like
from
Guess That Ballpark. I don't like you guys need to pay attention when I speak because clearly no one's getting it. And it's not even a sports thing. I will know things. And I just like panic.
Well, yeah, you need to relax.
That's why I was that person in school that I was so book smart.
Yeah. You just got to go by like me. Fly by the seat of your pants and hope for the best.
Do that.
And if you like to Guess That Ballpark, we're gonna have something fun coming up this month too with Guess That Phillies batting stance. I think we're gonna have like 42 of them, Tyler.
Basically, because Jamie is still a little salty that I won Guess That Ballpark.
You just cheated longer.
He purposely has chosen a game that I'm not going to be good at, and I'm not going to have any sort of.
You might be great at it.
I will not be great at this game, and it's fine. I'm going to set myself up for the
Pat Burrell
bare
is going to
minimum.
be his ass out, stomach back.
So yes, we're doing another trivia.
3.
We're doing another trivia game that Jamie can now win, so then he can be all happy and sleep well at night.
I mean, I just thought it would be a fun idea. I wasn't really motivated by me winning.
Fun for you, not fun for me.
But yes, anyway, back to the original point. The sneaky moves are usually the best moves. And typically, unless it's like a fully transparent, like NBA superstar trying to get somewhere, usually most people don't speculate on the moves that actually happen. So that's why I think it helps the Phillies' chances a little bit. Look, I'm not going to say they're getting in the $200 million bidding war for Blake Snell or something, but if something does shift, like that guy up in Boston said yesterday, where it becomes that low year high annual average, then I think the Phillies are very much going to get in play. So we have to just kind of cross our fingers that the market shakes out that way.
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing right now moves being made here and there. We're just kind of sitting back waiting and wondering and nervous. But I think it does give you hope. There is hope.
Yeah, I don't think it's a closed door necessarily.
There's at least hope. And the fact that the Phillies names, as we talked about yesterday, have been lumped in as teams that are actively pursuing Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, and Showtime and Naga does give hope. Plus, Passan's piece definitely gives hope. Because there's interest. There's at least conversations
Passan's direct words
happening.
So this is what gives me a little bit of hope. The New York Mets and Philadelphia Phillies both offered $300+ million on Yamamoto, and while neither planned to pivot to Snell or Montgomery, both are nimble enough to seize on opportunities that the market provides. That's enough to have a little hope.
Okay.
So let's just hope the market blows up somehow and the Phillies get lucky.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah. But it appears it's going to happen pretty soon.
Yeah.
It looks like by February, most of the free agent market will shake out here. Scott Boras controls a lot, and if Passon's right, which he usually is, the 12th through the 19th of January are going to be very active.
That shall be. That's for sure, Jamie. I do see you guys are excited about our trivia that we're going to be doing.
Phillies trivia
we
also.
will have a lot of Phillies trivia, and we have more fun activities to come here on the show. Don't you worry. Some that I actually will enjoy.
Phillies trivia?
No.
Yeah.
That one I will. I'm actually going to be reading the trivia, though.
Oh, it's between me and Tyler?
I'm no longer letting you guys.
Tyler's kind of a buzzsaw when it comes to baseball trivia and like stats and stuff, so I might be in trouble there.
Yeah. And I think that'll be a great idea.
Me and Tyler versus the chat and the diehards. That'll be a good time.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Jamie, tell us about Mortgage CS so we can get into Chris Sale.
Oh, I was like, what are you waiting on?
I was waiting for you, but you're not taking my hits.
Do your job, Jamie. Come on.
I'm not going to lie.
I was wondering what you were waiting on.
I'm just like teeing you up. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Guys, Jamie's supposed to be doing an ad read right now, and there's no witty transition because he forgot. So
No, we did.
I wasn't going to steal it from you because, I'm not going to step on your toes.
I forgot that we have an actual order now.
And we're not moving along until
Okay. All right. Your
to
cues
handle.
are picked up on. Yeah, I told you about them yesterday because they're awesome. The company's called Mortgage CS. They're a local mortgage company. It stands for Mortgage Concierge Service. It's a white glove mortgage service. And let me tell you, I wish I had these guys, in my 2 previous home purchases. I'm probably in my forever home now, but I'm going to refer you to them, and I'm going to refer everybody I know to them. My sister's going to be in the market, so I'm going to tell her to give a call. And right there on the screen, you see it. For you podcast listeners and non-YouTube viewers, you can call or text Ben, their CEO, literally at any time at 267-391-7425. I told you yesterday, even if you want to prank him and send him Gabe Kapler sunbathing photos just to get a giggle out of him, go for it. You got a mortgage question? Even better. You got a mortgage in a year or 2 maybe coming up, and you want to prepare for it and get yourself ready and make sure, there's no financial loopholes. Renee, I know you check your finances a lot and are always on top of it. You got to make sure before you get pre-approved, you tie everything up. And Ben and Alec over at Mortgage CS, they will help you with anything. Even if they're not your client or you're not their client right away, maybe down the line, they will become your guys, because it's good to have somebody that has your back in this. And meeting with Alec and Ben, it felt like you had friends that were going to do the best for you. So I can't tell you enough. Check these guys out. Hit up Ben. That's his cell phone number. Any time of the day, whenever you want. He doesn't give a damn. This guy's a workaholic, and he'll get right back to you. 267-391-7425. Even complain about the Eagles to him. He doesn't care. He's there for you. So check it out. You can email Ben at ben@mortgagecs.com. Again, his cell phone number's on the screen. You can call, text anytime, or just talk Philly sports with him. And check out mortgagecs.com/PHLY to get started.
And while you guys are thinking about ways to up your game a bit, you can do that with your merchandise, and that's over at FOCO. Now, FOCO has our back for Philly sports, and they have yours too. You can get the best gear around by using the link that's in our description or using the code that's on your screen as well to make sure that you're saving 10% off. So over at FOCO, for all non-presale items, you can use the promo code PHLY10 to be able to get 10% off of your purchase of any leading manufacturer of sports and entertainment that they are, as they have bobbleheads, collectibles, hoodies, all types of apparel. They even just launched some cool slippers. For those of us that like wearing slippers and socks, FOCO's the place to be able to buy those great warm, fuzzy slippers. They have the best officially licensed gear for all sports and fandoms. And as you're working through to find some new merchandise to rock, you can do so over at FOCO. So again, use that code PHLY10 that is on your screen to be able to get 10% off of your purchase. Well, as we're talking about our friends Ben and Alec, somebody that's not our friend is another Alex.
Send them some funny pictures, though.
Alex Anthopoulos, that is, because the Braves have been, the Braves.
He's very good at his job. Boo.
Okay. So we all know Chris Sale is headed to the Braves. And so the details officially came out that the Braves are essentially, as Ken Rosenthal says, doubling down on the Sale trade. Sale will earn $16 million in 2024, $22 million in 25. The Braves are guaranteeing a second year to get $18 million club option with no buyout on the third year. And the new deal eliminates the $10 million deferral that was in his previous contract, the $5 million deferral. It's just a lot of money and a lot of numbers. So the Braves still get $17 million from the Red Sox, which was part of the trade, and Sale gets a nice $16 million in 2024 before 2022 in 25. Now, with this, Alex Anthopoulos has been speaking very highly, and he's super excited. As we know, the Braves have been continuing to try to find ways to bolster their pitching arms to try to be able to keep up with teams like us, the Phillies. So Alex was saying, this is great because we're adding someone that's a playoff caliber starter and also a piece that's going to be able to help them in the offseason. And so, as we know, Chris Sale has had a great career, but also has had a career that's been injury bitten as well. And so there are still some injury questions about, okay, is he going to be healthy and be able to actually this deal pan out for the Braves? And it has me wondering, is this an actual good match for the Braves? Or is this a chance for Chris Sale to really take that step back towards being a healthy Chris Sale that's scary to watch?
Yeah, I don't think he's gone past 120 innings since 2017. My original thought when I first saw the news last Saturday was, all right, great. They didn't get Dylan. Like, I would much prefer them go after Chris Sale than Dylan Cease, Shane Bieber, or Corbin Burns. Mm-hmm. So that was my first thought, was like elation. All right, they didn't get one of those top three guys. And it turns out from this Ken Rosenthal piece, the cost, as you got into his money there, the Red Sox are eating a lot of it. That's probably why they shifted to Sale. The second thought was, this is the Braves, and they kind of poop regular season greatness. So my fear then turned to, oh my God, Chris Sale has the highest Ks per 9 rate in Major League Baseball history. Been a dominant pitcher. And towards the end of last season, I think, let me find this number here. His strikeout rate approached his career high. So he did have a 4.3 ERA over his last 20 starts last season. But notably, the number I think Alex Anthopoulos and the Braves are looking at here, he got up to 29.4% strikeout rate, which wasn't far below his career 30.5 mark. So the Braves fully believe that this gives them a fourth starting pitcher for a playoff series. I think it's clear Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper are on their minds with this move, and the Phillies' left-handed power bats, I think definitely maybe push them a little bit also. They're saving some money. Corbin Burns and those guys are going to have only 1 year left and owed money. Sale was a little different in that you got a little more control and a little bit cheaper. Plus, he's left-handed. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber have been a thorn in the Braves' side. So I think it was twofold. So I think he's going to be good at times, but I also think he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So, decent move, I guess. The weird part is they gave up Grissom, who is kind of roadblocked by Albies, but was one of their top prospects, and the Braves historically have a really good farm system. So giving up on a player like that seems like they're also in win now mode, much like the Phillies.
Well, that's by no surprise because, the Braves are definitely a team that the last few years you look at the postseason flops after a tremendous regular season. They are in a win now mode where they had to make an immediate move. And I know in the chat you guys are asking and making various comments about Hypothetical Man saying it's more scary to watch for the Braves. You mean Dave is saying hot take, the Braves and Dodgers will not win their division. I mean, a move like this, that is a very hot take. But you look at Chris Sale in the last few years, as you mentioned, the lack of innings that he's pitched in. I mean, 20 games played in 2023, 2 games played in 2022 in the regular season, 9 in 2021 in the regular season. No matter how good you are, if you're unable to play in the game, guys, as basic and common sense as this is, you're not helping your team out. So I do think it's a risk for the Braves, and I hope, much like you're hoping that Yamamoto is a a flop. I'm hoping that this is also a flop move for the Braves as well, because this is not the same Chris Sale. And I don't know what they're expecting in terms of like rehabbing and things to keep him healthy.
That K rate does give me a little bit of a cold shiver. Almost 30% K rate towards the end of last year. Alex Anthopoulos, the reason I have a little doubt is because Alex Anthopoulos is really good at their job. Yeah. And Ken Rosenthal in his piece went on to say this is, pretty similar to the Charlie Morton thing they struck gold on back in 2020. Hopefully not, but we'll find out.
Yes, we will see. We will see. Of course, the Braves had need for bolstering their rotation. They've had someone like Kyle Wright who had surgery. And then was shipped off. They've had, of course, trying to add to Spencer Strider and Max Fried, and we'll see. Hopefully this does not work out well, Jamie.
Yeah, I wish the Braves the worst.
Exactly. That's all.
Yeah.
You're not bitter.
No. Why should I? The Phillies dominate them in the postseason when it matters. No big deal.
What is happening? How did this go off the rails so fast?
Renee's got the giggles today.
Jamie?
I'm getting there. It's loading, Renee.
What do you mean it's loading?
I thought I only had one today. I apologize. It's loaded. I closed out of something that I needed.
If Renee's getting sent down to AAA, you're going back to rookie ball. You're going back to the instructional complex.
And Malik's here waiting. Going, what kind of operation am I joining here?
I'm just casually trying.
Yeah, just trying to tell me to get me to do my job. Well, my job would be to tell you about how great Wheelhouse Cards is. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Because they have two awesome locations in Wayne and Westchester. And Wheelhouse is our go-to sports card, gift, and apparel shop in the Delaware Valley. Their motto is cards and community, because we're here because we all love sports, and their motto is that sports unites us all. They carry all your favorite card brands like Top Chrome Baseball and Mosaic Football, as well as t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Tons of gear from great brands like Mitchell & Ness, 47 brand, Junk Food, Starter, and Shibe Vintage Sports. Looking to grade your sports card collection? Well, Wheelhouse offers PSA grading submissions. They also host a ton of different family-friendly events and birthday parties every month. So stop into either of those stores in Wayne or Westchester, open 7 days a week at 11 a.m. and use that code PHLY. Don't giggle like my co-host Renee. When you're doing that, just say, PHLY sent me here, and you'll get $10 off any purchase of $25 or more in store. And be sure to give them a follow on Instagram at Wheelhouse Cards.
All right, for context, guys, if you didn't pick up on what just happened, Jamie's 0 for 2 today in our reads, but it's okay.
I said before the show, I just have the one, and you went, yep.
Oh, I didn't hear that, actually. Yeah. In the midst of you vacuuming. I missed that. But
so the second one caught me. The first one, I fall on the sword. Second one, completely pantsed.
So I was casually trying to just point to it on my computer. I didn't want to blow your spot up or anything.
But you weren't talking when you were pointing. You were like...
All right, if this happens again tomorrow, I am literally just going to say, Jamie, do the read.
Read the word.
And I'm going to stare at you until you do it.
It won't, because whoever's driving has less reads. But it's fine. We'll talk about it after the show, guys.
We just try to evenly split.
No,
I just thought there was 3 today. I thought we were 1 and 2.
All right. Well, with that, we've got a special guest joining us. Finally, we can move along here because
if he's still there, he might have just been like, "What the hell is this show?
I'm out of here." So, joining us now, we've got a special guest from MLBBro.com. It is Malik Wright, who is a senior content producer and reporter, I should say, for MLBBro.com. Malik, welcome. Nice to have you here on PHLY Phillies podcast.
I'm glad to be here. It's my first time here, and I already am feeling the good vibes and the energy.
Yeah, we're a couple idiots. But thanks for hopping on.
You're coming right into the midst of some chaos right now, but it's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. So listen, things down in Texas have been very interesting, and I wanted to get your input on it. And I feel like you're a great person to join us to talk about it, as we've been heavily discussing the future for Jordan Montgomery, Josh Hader, different names. Well, let's start with Jordan Montgomery, because we have heard there is potential that he can stay with the Rangers. What do you think is the latest in terms of where you expect Jordan's going to be going next?
Well, like you said, I hope he's comes back here and joins us with the Texas Rangers. He was acquired last year at the trade deadline, and he blew my expectations out the window. I mean, we call him Big 50 out here. His intro song it's 50 Cent, and man, I mean, the things he did while Max Scherzer was out, and just taking that ace role for Jacob deGrom that wasn't able to be filled, it was big time. Currently, now when we heard the Rangers general manager Chris Young speak, there's been a little bit of issues trying to get the team a TV contract. They don't even know what channel they're going to be on, which is affecting part of our money, their money, I should say. I see the Yankees with potential for Montgomery too, but I think this is a push that the Rangers need to give. He's a guy that you need to have back. You don't get a World Series title without him, and then still with some questions in the starting rotation this year, you lose Perez. Max Scherzer's down for the first few months. I think a guy with that stability that Montgomery brings you, with every start he had, consistently going long and pitching deep in the games and leaving us not having to worry about a bullpen that struggled for the entire regular season. I think it's big that the Rangers do bring Monty back.
So if they don't bring Monty back, Malik, is the backup plan then like a Josh Hader? Do they possibly get involved with Snell if he's still available? What's kind of the word on option B down there?
I definitely think Hader and Montgomery could both be 1A, 1B options. I think you could get both. And just speaking like I spoke on earlier, the Rangers bullpen, they were one of the first teams to make the playoffs with more blown saves than actual saves. And even though we saw Josh Schwartz and Jose Leclerc sort of locked down in their roles in the postseason, I think you get a guy like Hader, who I was just looking up some of his stats from the last season, gave up a run in 9 of his 61 appearances, and he never gave up more than 2. That's the type of stability you need when you can cut a game down to 7 innings and you know that he's going to come in there and be locked down. Another starting pitcher we were talking about, was it Snell that you mentioned? I think he might be a little pricey out the Rangers price pad. I actually think that he might end up, if he doesn't go to New York, I think he could end up with one of the Los Angeles teams. Still got guys like Marcus Stroman, Michael Lorenzen on the market that I think will probably sign a little later in the market. So we'll see what CY has cooking up to help the starting rotation.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, Montgomery has been rumored to be possibly going to Yankees or, of course, to stay with the Rangers. Josh Hader has been heavily connected with the Rangers. So how are you feeling about the way that the Rangers, with dealing with the financial issues, of course, around the TV deal and everything, and having some big money guys on the market, how do you feel that they're actually doing so far in the offseason and the hot stove to be able to bolster some areas of need?
It hasn't been the best offseason, but we got to give CY a little bit of time to cook. Just with the Ohtani saga that was going on, he filled up a lot of holes last year. If you look at the lineup, there's not many issues there. They lost Mitch Garver to the Seattle Mariners, but I think there's still guys on the team that can fit that DH role. You add Kirby Yates from the Braves, Diego Castillo on a minor league deal, who a few years ago, he was a solid closer for Seattle out there. So I think CUI has done all right. I think he's sort of scoping the scene. But a lot of, I think, what's going to be key for the Rangers, besides bringing outside free agents, is the guys that are in the building executing. John Gray, Andrew Heaney, Dane Dunning, those 3 guys, after Max went down in the World Series against the Diamondbacks, they were all heroes out here. If they're able to hit the ground running to their full potential and back a guy like Nathan Eovaldi, I think the team's prone for a repeat.
And Malik, a question I've been asking most guests that join us, obviously the Dodgers are kind of like stealing this offseason's headlines. And you guys down there get to be defending champs for this year, which is really fun. How do you feel about super teams in baseball? Because this is pretty much bigger than like the Yankees of the Death Star days where they were getting everyone. I mean, they spent over $1 billion this offseason for 2 players. What are your thoughts? I think it's great for the game. What are your thoughts on the super team in baseball?
Well, one thing that I like specifically about the Dodgers super team is we get to see these Japanese baseball players come on the biggest stage. They, of course, beat us in the World Baseball Classic. And you could say that that's, regardless of who we brought out there, they represented that they were the best of the best. Now their best get to come compete with our best. And even if it's on a stacked lineup like the Los Angeles Dodgers in Hollywood, who somehow found a way to get somebody on credit. I like to say they got Ohtani on credit. But it's going to be fun to see. And the Texas Rangers, we spent $500 million on Seager and Simeon, then went back last year and loaded up on Jacob deGrom and Nathan Eovaldi. So it's a sport with no salary cap. You have to spend to win, but also you have to develop your own talent. I use the Rangers as an example, but we don't get that World Series with just the players we sign. You have Josh Jung, a homegrown talent, Nate Lowe, who was there for a year, Adolis Garcia, who was a diamond in the rough find. You still have to find players like that. Evan Carter, who came in the playoffs and made a huge impact. If you can't find players like that, then it'll look for a great regular season, but you'll hit a peak at some point.
In the chat, one of our commenters, Marshall Lynch, is saying, "You're talking that talk. I'm not gonna let you slide for casually saying that the Rangers can run it back." I heard a little drop in there about that. Of course, money is an issue right now, and I know our own Tyler Zulli, our producer, actually has a question for you about that, Malik.
Yeah, so Malik, one of the big reasons I thought that the Rangers had a legitimate chance at Shohei Ohtani was because of how many contributors that you just talked about, those guys that are, kind of still on relatively cheap deals, the arbitration eligible guys. Like, this was like a pounce now opportunity before all these guys start to become free agents. If the money's an issue with the TV deal, some of these arbitration eligible guys, do you expect any of them to potentially end up having to be moved because the Rangers may not be able to afford them?
Yeah, that's a conversation that I'm sure is going to be coming up in the next few months, especially up to the trade deadline and even the next season. Adolis Garcia deserves some money. I believe Nathaniel Lowe's upcoming free agent. Leody Taveras, another guy whose clock is going to be running up. And they're guys. We have Wyatt Langford as a young rookie. He's still in the minors, but he was a first-round pick this year, and they're saying his trajectory is up there with Mike Trout and Evan Carter, who came through the big leagues quick. So there are going to be some tough decisions that have to be made. I, for one, think that you have to keep Adolis Garcia on your team. But when you look at guys like Nathaniel Lowe and Leody Taveras, who I just seeing those two work. Nathaniel Lowe's, I say he's the hardest hitter. He's the hardest working player on the team. Just a raw talent, not the most athletic guy, but he's one of the best hitters in the game. You're going to have to, and these guys are all around that good prime of their career. So it's going to be nervous. And I know you still have to acquire talent. You got guys like Bellinger, Soler on the market that you think can come in. But I'm also a guy that I think chemistry matters in sports. And the way that the Rangers were clicking last year, I just want to know or wonder if it's going to be a thing that can carry on for years and years to come. And, of course, when Ohtani went at the end of the season, I thought it was a no-brainer. Ohtani said he wanted to go play where he could win. Well, man, look at all this talent we have. Looks like we have a DH role that might be open. He's not pitching this season. I thought he would be a perfect fit, and I would have loved it to just have the city and the team itself kind of be enticed is the right word in that Japanese culture. I think that those eyes that it puts on baseball were going to be some of the coolest parts about getting Ohtani on the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that it could have been cool. I don't know if I'd be more mad at. I'm still mad that he's with the Dodgers, but I think about him with the Rangers would be terrifying. I'm curious. I kind of want to just give one final quick thought.
And if you guys move Garcia, we'll take him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We can figure that out for sure.
We'll take him.
But listen, something going back to your comments about just the World Series in general and the talent that the Rangers have. Obviously, MLB drops very early, January 2024, power rankings with the Braves and the Dodgers sitting at 1 and 2, and the Rangers at 3, Orioles at 4, and then Phillies at 5. So, taking off a Rangers hat, are you feeling like the Rangers are the best team in baseball still? Or are you thinking it is going to be the Braves or the Dodgers or the Phillies? What's your early thoughts as we are sitting into January? Because I feel like it's never too soon to get people's predictions.
I think I generally taking off the hat of getting to cover and getting to be around the guys. I truly think that they are the best team in the American League. I think that the lineup depth is there. Corey Seager is the best hitter on the planet. You get Marcus Semien, he played in every type, spring training, all-star, playoff, up to the last at-bat. You got him. You get a superstar like Adolis Garcia. But the important part of the Rangers, I think, is that young talent. Josh Jung, like I mentioned, Evan Carter, those two became stars in the playoffs. Ezekiel Duran, and then Leody Taveras, who Leody had a better playoff run than Marcus Semien. I know Semien hit the great home run to put the capper on it. I think that the lineup depth is there. The thing that does worry me, and it worried me up until the last game last year, is the bullpen. I still think we need to get another piece or two and have a few guys step up. And then also, like I mentioned, some of those other pitchers can get it done. But I think we have a great shot. I am the Yankees, of course. They're going to be a bigger threat this year. And the Baltimore Orioles, I think, as well as the Minnesota Twins. Houston, the Astros, I think this is the Astros, might be their last great run with Bregman and Altuve kind of not sure if they're being brought back. Dusty's kind of gone. So I think this is another prime year for the Rangers to strike. And as far as who we'll see on that National League side, I would love to beat the Dodgers. But it's baseball, and I heard you guys talk about it. I heard the Braves were penciled in the World Series for an entire season last year when they came in Arlington and they smacked the Rangers up. And they were a first-round exit. So I think the Phillies have a great chance. And I also think a team that people are sleeping on is San Diego. I know they lose Juan Soto, but I'm high on Tatis, and I'm also high on Machado for them to get it done. They got a lot of depth in that lineup as well.
Interesting. All right, well, we'll see what happens. It is, as you were talking and you've been sharing a lot, the reminder that you guys are coming off of the high of a World Series, and we're coming off the frustration of our NLCS Game 7 exit, but it's fine. Everything's fine. This is fun. We enjoy this. But thank you, Malik. It's been a pleasure having you on. I know people in the chat were loving the insight that you were adding to the show today, and you did a fantastic job weighing in and giving us a little insight into what's going on down in Texas. So thanks so much for taking time to join us, Malik.
Appreciate you guys. Look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, see you, Malik. Thanks, buddy.
And be sure to give Malik a follow. As you can tell, doing a great job with his baseball coverage. He covers the entire league. Of course, being in Texas, has the opportunity to closely cover the Rangers, and is a content and reporter, writer, and creator just for MLBBro.com. So give him a follow and check him out as well.
Did you notice he
_Team Mill.
He wasn't wearing a hoodie. You know, it's a little warmer down in Texas.
I know. It must be nice.
I'm wearing a sweater and
a turtleneck.
I know. I think about those warmer climates this time of year a lot.
Shivering as is.
Do you think about those warmer climats in, I don't know, mid-March?
Oh, yeah,
I'm just trying to do your job for you at this point.
I do, Tyler. Actually, I think about the warm climates of Clearwater, Florida a lot in mid-March. And, we're on such a smooth roll today. Just keep the good times coming. You can join us in Clearwater March 13th to 18th. Head to allphly.com to check that out. The spring training trip. You have not been, Tyler? To Clearwater?
I've actually never been.
Renee has not been either.
I've been to a Threshers game, like mid-season, but not to spring
Clearwater
training.
Beach is awesome. We teamed up with Vince from Philly Sports Strips. They stay at the Wyndham Grand Hyatt down in Clearwater Beach. There's like the nice bars over the water.
I love a good pool bar or water bar.
Nice little beach.
I need to swim up to the bar.
My cousin, I haven't been to this place. My cousin told me some seafood place. Said it's his favorite restaurant in the country. We got to go there. So check it out. All PHLY if you're able to swing it. We'd love to hang out with you in mid-March down in Clearwater and go to, Bright House Field? What do they call it now?
I don't know, man. They change that name so frequently.
It's like every 2 years. But it's an awesome stadium. The Tiki Bar in left field is great. And spring training is just the best. We're now what? You're the official calendar person. 41 days, was it? 42?
There's too many things I have to
I think it's
manage
40,
around here
41 till pitchers and catchers, 41.
I think so.
So 41, days.
Say around 40 days.
To pitchers and catchers and warmth of Florida. Just seeing it on the TV always makes you feel a little warmer.
I know.
It means spring is on the horizon.
And you guys will be able to join us and have fun with us down in Clearwater. So it'll be great. I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be a fun week.
Clearwater's awesome.
And it's going to be great to be there in person and be able to just catch up with what's going on around the Phillies and around just everything spring training. So a lot of excitement there, guys, as you can, of course, check out those details on our website. Well, some other news that's been happening around the league. I know we touched on it a little bit with Malik about Blake Snell. As of the last 24 hours, Blake Snell has privately expressed interest in playing for the Yankees. That's come out of a few different sources.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was up in New York. There was a reporter that reported that out. And then,
well, they miss Yamamoto.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
makes sense.
And that's what it's saying. The Yankees are, according to reports, open to all clubs. Scott Boras, our good old Scotty Scott.
He's going to be busy these next 2 weeks.
He said that he's open to all clubs. It's not just about wanting to go to Seattle or staying on the West Coast, but there are some options there. The Angels might be one as well. But the Yankees specifically are looking to bring in possibly two. Maybe someone like Blake Snell and another addition. So I don't know. It seems like the Yankees are absolutely being very active in that sense. Also up in New York, the Mets and Harrison Bader just agreed to a 1-year deal. That was just confirmed recently. So those details.
How the Mets have fallen.
I know. Those details are coming out.
But again, spending money doesn't guarantee you anything. No. And as much as we talk about the Dodgers, they're guaranteed squat. You know, you got to show up. And I think one thing Malik said, I 100% agree with. Chemistry does matter. I'm not saying the Dodgers are going to have poor chemistry or the Yankees, if they get Snell, are going to have poor chemistry. But the Phillies, we didn't discuss pre-show the positive thought of the day. Maybe that's it.
We already have a positive thought.
Did I write one in there?
Oh, no.
I did, didn't I? Yeah. All right, well, then we got tomorrow's.
Okay.
But I was going to say
today?
I think I'm fine. I think you
were fever.
I think you guys would be in the weird ones.
Oh, we're the weird ones. Jamie, in our show sheet, you actually already wrote down.
Yeah, I forgot I did that last night.
I was like, wow, it's becoming Jamie's positive thought of the day. You've done all the positive thoughts.
Well, I'm taking the low-hanging fruits off the board because I know they're one like Bryce Harper a full year. You and Tyler are going to agree with that. But I was going to say that the Phillies locker room chemistry is translating to next year because nothing's changed. And a lot of these other teams are going through major overhauls, and we'll see. I agree with Malik that chemistry in the locker room is a big deal. Yeah, and so chemistry has been something that can be the difference maker when you're especially bringing in so many new pieces. And it was, I was trying to confirm, John Heyman was also saying that the Yankees are interested in Jordan Montgomery as well as Blake Snell, looking to get one or both. They're going for the gusto, as Heyman's saying. So lots to keep an eye on. As Jamie just said, we've got some other positive things to share, though, because we do want to make sure we're manifesting positivity. The Phillies are going to run it back with the core group. It's going to be a great 2024. We're going to be down in spring training in Clearwater, and everything's just going to go from there. We're just going to be rocking and rolling from there, guys. So we have been giving our positive thoughts every day. But before we share ours, MLB Network actually did highs and lows of every team, and they talked about the highs of this season for the Phillies. And the one that they shared of a major moment was one that I remember talking about when we were discussing our best moments of 2023. We have a T-shirt.
And we have a T-shirt about it. It is the Attaboy Harper moment. That was absolutely
pretty damn fun.
Oh, such a high, such a great time for us here in Philly.
That was the moment I thought it was.
That was when I thought of So that's why
when that happened, I was like, "They're a team of destiny. This is it."
That is why when we were sharing our best moments from 2023, the build up, the Attaboy Harper moment for me was the moment where it felt like that was the peak. Now when I look back on it, unfortunately, I feel like things peaked. Forget games 1 and 2 of the NLCS. Forget anything that happened in the NLCS.
I mean, the Stott Grand Slam was pretty great.
Yeah, but that was
you missed that.
That was before.
I know.
So I'm saying like when Bryce Harper, Attaboy. Okay, you just wanted to have a chance to say that I missed Bryson Stott's Grand Slam.
You did.
I'm aware. I was not there.
You were in the bathroom.
I'm aware. I was looking at stall walls while Bryson Stott was hitting a grand slam.
That's the worst when you're missing it and you hear a whole stadium of 45,000 people erupt.
Are you done? Because I still remember very vividly, like it was yesterday, exactly what I did next. But anyways, so that moment for me was the moment that it felt like
it was pretty
this
great.
Is a championship team. They're going to go on to win the World Series. This is it. So when MLB Network was going through the highs and lows of every team and said that for the Phillies, I was like, agreed, guys.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. And we do have the Attaboy Harper shirt on our website. If you If you still want to live that memory forever, I still, when I put the T-shirt on, I still remember it fondly. It's not like one of those T-shirts that ages poorly. It still is Bryce Harper being a total badass.
I don't know. All right. So as we've been talking about every single show, our positive thought of the day, let's manifest some more positivity because we're going to have more great moments, guys. It's happening here. We're going to have more. I see you guys in the chat talking about a lot of things, but let's talk positivity. All right. Because we've had Aaron Nola, we've had Bryce Harper, and now it's Bryson Stott's turn.
I had Tyler in mind when I wrote this in the show sheet.
Oh, I'm glad you now remember rating this.
Yes, I do remember. I was on a cleaning binge last night, so like I was like adding thoughts
While you were cleaning?
Yeah, don't you have like
Wait.
like a place like where you like what some people driving, sometimes shower, like where like your brain paths just open. So I was just like, I had the laptop up on the kitchen island and I was like writing notes as I
Were you like vacuuming?
Yeah, I was vacuuming and putting away toys and like I'm an organizational freak. Like I love the container
I don't know
store.
what to do with my hands.
I never know what to do with my hands. So I was like, I got these.
This story, I was distracted.
This is a really enthralling stuff.
Oh,
these mesh
Lord.
bags from Amazon because there's so many like puzzles and toy. And, like,
gosh, yeah.
So I put everything in these mesh bags last night and I was like lining them up in the box and the container. I was getting real organized. I was in the zone, Renee. I was moving and shaking. I was vacuuming. I was, scrubbing counters. I was organizing toys. And then I'd just run over and write notes in occasionally. So I did write this in, but I was actually thinking about Tyler when I wrote it.
Okay.
Because Tyler might be Bryson Stott's #1 fan.
Alrighty.
It's plausible. Certainly plausible.
Well,
I mean, you said you think he's going to win a batting title in his career.
I think
yeah.
I think he's capable of it.
So our positive thought of the day that Jamie wrote down while he was actively cleaning, and yes, Fancy Pants over here as we talk about Randy. What's up, Randy? Happy New Year, Randy.
Yeah, we
Fancy Pants was talking about how
Kitchen Island.
Yeah.
Randy's calling me Fancy Pants, a real aristocrat.
You are.
There's nothing better than a Kitchen Island.
I love a good kitchen. My kitchen island is everything.
Yeah, it's a social epicenter of the house.
It is. You need a kitchen island, guys. It's 2024. You need a kitchen island.
We're paying handsomely for that kitchen island. Don't worry, Randy.
So while cleaning, and I have that same thing of like, it happens all the time. I'll be showering, I'll be cleaning, I'll be driving, like you were saying. I'll be singing or dancing.
And you're just like, oh, shit. Well, I got to get this note to myself
and so
somewhere.
Our positive thoughts, finally to get to it, is that Bryson Stott's going to give you no reason. Bryson Stott has given us no reason. Now that I read this, I do read where this was while you were cleaning because I had to read this a few times.
Has given you no reason to believe he won't continue
wrote.
to get better.
Bryson Stott has, but I just feel like Bryson Stott has given us reason to believe he will continue to get better. You love double negatives, Jamie.
I do.
I'm gonna
has given you no reason to believe he won't continue to get better.
I'm going to stop you from using double negatives.
The grammar police is not checking our Notion show page.
You're not fully reading the sentence the way it needs to be read. Bryson Stott has given you no reason to believe he won't continue to get better.
Yeah.
Just say Bryson Stott is giving us reason to believe he will continue to get better. Right, Tyler? But anyways, so Todd Zulli actually agrees with us because Todd Zulli wrote Bryson Stott as his breakout player of the year. He's expecting that Bryson Stott is going to continue to evolve in all areas of his game. Breakout player for Todd Zulli is Bryson Stott.
I would have counted Bryson Stott as this year's breakout player.
Well, he's saying, as a Gold Glove Award finalist and everything, he's saying he's one hot start away. This is what Todd was saying. He believes that Bryson is one hot start away from making his first NL All-Star team and that he's just going to continue to take those leaps. Now, when you look at his stats, in every category from 2022 to 2023, he improved. And he absolutely is playing at a higher level. And that's why I even had him as someone I'd trust as the leadoff. Like, I would trust him to start things off.
Yeah.
And I think Bryson Stott definitely is giving us plenty of reasons to believe he will get better.
He's not giving us reasons to believe, Renee, as some would say.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. But no, I think, look, the breakout thing from Zulli surprises me a little bit because I think he broke out. Now it's just, can he get better? The All-Star thing's going to be tough because Albies is like a shoo-in.
I think part of what to me makes it,
but he can be a backup.
Breakout in that sense is like, can you do it again? Like it's So many times you see guys have a hot season, or even especially in the early parts of their career, and then it's hard when you have that now expectation and pressure to repeat it. So to see the progression from one year to the next.
A full year of tape on them for the pitchers to study.
Exactly. So I know Rainey's agreeing with your double negative. Saying it just sounds, he's like, it isn't correct though, but it does sound better. Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm not trying to keep
Provolone John, yes, we have kitchens. We do.
I saw some people saying I just eat over the sink with paper plates. Respect. I was there a long time in my life. It's a lot easier cleanup, I'll tell you that.
It is. It is. All right. Well, as we wrap up, just want to touch on a couple other quick things. We're actually pretty much getting through all of our notes today. Look at us. Woo.
Oh, you were bad.
It's
okay. The moment's passed, right? Yeah.
Wow, we're almost getting through everything in our show seats.
You guys want to do the awkward? Did you guys see the awkward Tony Romo, Jim Nantz New Year's thing?
No.
So Jim Nantz wished Tony Romo a happy holidays or happy New Year's, and Tony Romo was like, "Thanks, man, you too," and went in for a weird bro hug, and Jim Nantz just stood there.
We're gonna get through our show sheet today.
And that's ended up what it ended up looking like. It was like a one-arm flail. It was bad.
All right, so should we talk? Do you want to talk Chase or you want to talk Sai Young to wrap up?
Let's hit on the Sai Young because I feel like it's been on the show sheet
every day
for about 6 days.
And it's Thursday?
Yes.
So that being said, let's talk about that because we have the list of Sai Young favorites. It's funny to me in January, all the lovely predictions and favorites and polls and everything that we like to put out. And so Sai Young has come up as the list. Now, Jamie, beautiful. There you go. I was going to say,
nice.
Wow, Tyler. Look
Tyler
at you.
on it.
Tyler's the only one here that's always ready, I should say.
Yeah, the Sai Young odds
This is the list of the Sai Young odds. Any surprises there? For me, no.
I'm surprised that Strider has as big of a gap between him and second place as he does. Okay. There's probably pretty good value on a couple guys here. Max Fried, if he stays healthy, very much could be in that for plus 1,400 is pretty good. You talk about guys like Breakout, Justin Steele last year at plus 1,600 odds is pretty good. But as you see, Yamamoto here, to the MLB nerds, who put him, second in baseball already for this season?
I think he was third.
Whatever it was. But the odds makers, who probably have a little better grasp than MLB nerds, have him, ninth on that list of Cy Young odds. The one guy that does, I think, has really good value. Tyler, can you just flash that one more time? I think Aaron Noel was plus 2,400, plus 25. For a guy that's finished 2 times in his career in the top, 3, I think, maybe top 5, whatever it is, plus 2,500, if you believe he's going to find his form again next year, which was one of our positive thoughts, plus 2,500 for a guy with that resume, it's not bad.
So this got me thinking about a lot of things. First of all, Marshawn Lynch is giving Tyler lots of credit. He's doing 2 people's jobs, not mine, because I'm here today.
He'll be
Jamie's
tested
not
for
here
PED
today. Yeah.
PEDs.
Okay. This is not baseball specific at all, so I'm sorry. I know Provolone John said we need to derail this. This might be me accidentally
MBD, share your bets in the chat. I want to see who you took.
Well, he's already gave us one.
So I've dabbled in some sports betting.
I love future. So if you're not a big bettor,
I don't like betting like this because it's so long away that you have to wait.
Well, that's the fun of it.
Oh my, I hate that.
I was just gonna say, if you're not like a regular sports bettor, the futures are fun because for $50 you get a whole season of enjoyment. Let's say you had $50 you want to gamble. I think futures are the place to go if you're like kind of a novice and you don't want to bet weekly. Like you get something fun, you can rebuy.
See, I'm like an impulsive bet, and I need to know within minutes. I'll do the bet of what's the next basket going to be, or
okay,
who's
I like
going to
the
win the
futures
game.
A lot.
So looking at this graphic of all the future betting, knowing we're not going to know for such a long time,
So here's MBD in the chat's bets. That's a good one. Screwball at plus 2,000.
Screwball always makes me a screwball ice cream.
A little bit better than Aaron Nola in terms of odds in the AL. A screwball? Is that a cocktail you like?
No. Well, yeah, but there's the screwball, the ice cream. Remember from the ice cream truck with the gum at the bottom?
Oh,
You don't know what a screwball
No,
is?
I do. It's just been
Oh my gosh.
25 years. Actually, the ice cream truck comes by our house.
Ice cream truck was just coming around like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I didn't grow up
cold.
in an ice cream truck township, so having that come by the house is great and also tough because the girls hear it when we're playing in the backyard. And they're like, ice cream! And so every day you have to be like,
I just think it's
"Not
creepy.
today."
Who made it okay for a stranger to ride around in
it's a
a
little
truck giving out candy to little kids or ice cream to little kids?
Who are the two others? Can you scroll up for MBD? He took Screwball plus 2,000.
I think it was Braxton Garrett.
Braxton Garrett
5,000.
plus 5,000 and Hunter Brown plus 15,000.
Wow, MBDBDBS.
So that's fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean Zach Wheeler, probably not bad value at plus 850 as a guy that's probably a top 2 pitcher in the NL. But Spencer Strider, the odds are telling you has got a really damn good shot to get it.
Interesting. Well, I know Renee's saying that he likes to bet on those, long-term bets as well, then
MVPs and
lose
Sai
them.
Young,
Yeah,
yeah.
like those are I don't even like to read them. Like I'm like, this is too long away.
Oh, I love them.
I cannot.
A little bit of money gets you good value in a full season.
I think there was a good point in the chat too. Like it gives you a better reason, other than like, all right, this team's playing the Phillies down the line. It gives you a better reason to check in on teams. And I think it makes you, like, as long as you're not betting in over your head and you're doing this
Always
consciously,
bet responsibly.
I think it makes you a better fan to an extent. Now, granted, if
Because you follow somebody like Screwball and the Tigers, and you're checking in on his start every 5 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you pay attention. And a lot of people say that is a great way to even learn about some other players and teams and pay attention to them because you have now a reason to actually care about what's going on with other guys. Well, last thing that you guys may or may not care about, and this is a gender reveal gone wrong.
Oh, Big Papi.
Big Papi, big no-no. Listen, Big Papi was having this really cute gender reveal and decided, we're going to do a little... Actually, I was just looking at it recently, but I forget now.
40. He's got to be my age.
And so for the gender reveal,
he's 48. Big Papi. I mean, I guess being rich is different.
Yeah, totally different.
You can get like an all pair and
nowadays
stuff.
You see a lot of athletes that when they're done, they're much older. They now are having kids because they've got all the money. So Big Papi decided at the gender reveal, I'm gonna knock one out of the park and see if I'm having a baby boy or a baby girl. Well, despite all the home runs in his Hall of Fame career, all the All-Stars, all the Silver Slugger Awards, all the World Series MVP and Home Run Derby championships, and all the awards we've seen, this one was a no-no. As Big Papi missed the pitch, but it was still a cute moment. The family embraced him, and everybody was excited because it was a boy. And it was cute. It was cool. But it was just funny to me to see in that gender reveal that, like, all right, you're not
He whiffed.
You whiffed and
she,
you missed.
She threw him low and inside. You got to know Big Papi's heat zone there. He's a middle outside kind of guy, maybe up and in a little bit, but low and inside. That's not Big Papi's wheelhouse. So I think the pitcher does have a little fault here. I mean, if she was trying to throw a meatball to him, he got to get one out over the plate. She came in on him. He wasn't expecting it, and Big Papi whiffed.
Yeah, it was funny though. I thoroughly enjoy moments where we get to humanize a little bit more some of these superstar athletes.
I would have been busting his balls so bad if I was at that party. Like, dude, you missed. Is he a Hall of Famer? My gut says yes.
Well,
he's in.
What do you mean? He's already in.
Yeah, he's in. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the thing.
I thought he was up
you've
on
done
it.
so many things in your career, and you have this nice personal moment, and you whiff it. Whiff it.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware.
All right, just making sure you do the song. So, Big Papi, that was cute. Congratulations to Big Papi and his family for their beautiful baby boy they'll be having. But for us here, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm glad you enjoyed this episode of PHLY Phillies podcast. Thanks to our special guest, Malik Wright, for joining us from MLBBro.com, for Tyler Zulli for holding down the fort, for Jamie for showing up so he doesn't get fined, and
I'm just here so I won't get fined. My cousin Marshawn.
And
Love
for me, Renee, just
Love
because
I
I appreciate all of you. So have a great rest of your Friday Eve and enjoy your first Thursday of 2024.
Oh,
do the Jamie hands. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at noon for more live here on PHLY Phillies podcast. Have a good one.
We all silly like the